What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pokemon Masters video. My name is Charlie, and before we get into today's video, let's go ahead and hatch some eggs. I'm just going to power through these really quickly. They are 3-star eggs. So we'll see if we get anything good. I mean, Bellsprouts are always nice. No, it looks like... I mean, we did get 3-star units, but you know... Hey, we got another tech Bellsprout, that's nice. Okay. Let's see here. We need to throw up some more eggs. Alright. Now we'll do our daily 10 scout. And you know what? Since this is Steven's, yo, we got some Sync Orbs, a 3-star power-up, nice. Since this is Steven's banner, or his video, we'll go ahead and do a daily, and we'll do a 10 scout, why not? Why not do a 10 scout? Let's see what we get, hopefully it'll be good, and then we'll get into Steven and Sandslash's Sync Grid video. Yep, not much. Although some much needed 4-star power-ups, so that's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and hop over here to Steven and Sandslash. Oops, there we go. Alright, so Sandslashing is a Alolan form, he's an ice type. Boom, right there, ice. He's weak to fighting. Interesting, okay. He is a physical striker, of course. And right here's his stats. He's the 13th current best physical attacker in the game. That's without any power-ups. Okay. All the other stats are meh to at best. But that physical attack is definitely where it's at. For his moves, he's got Icicle Spear, which attacks the target 2 to 5 times in a row. X Attack, which sharply raises the user's attack. Icicle Crash, which has a moderate chance of making the target flinch. It's pretty good. And the coolest there is, raises the user's accuracy and critical hit rate, and sharply raises them critical hit rate in a hailstorm. So, why is it important that it raises your accuracy? Well, even though Icicle Spear has 100% accuracy, Icicle Crash is at 90, so being able to increase your accuracy does help for that. For Sync Move, it is too cool Icicle Crash. It does 250 or 300 power, depending on how powered up it is. And for passive skills, you've got Hail Bringer, which causes a hailstorm after a Sync Move. Useful. And Snow Shelter, which protects you from damage in a hailstorm, which is also useful. Ugh, can't talk today. Invigorating Hail, which powers up moves in a hailstorm. Also very helpful. For lucky skills, you could do Critical Strike 2, of course. Probably the best one for strike units. Especially someone that raises their... He's a self-buffing critical hit buffer guy. Like, it's good. It's really good. Let's see here. You could do Super Duper Effective because of what's on a Sync Grid. Yeah, so either one of those I would recommend. Preferably Critical Strike 2, because then that opens them up to non courses levels that are weak to ice only. Like, you can have them in other sort of like Battle Villa, stuff like that. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into our first 1 out of 5 Sync Grid. This is just pulling the unit, just getting him one time. You do get a bunch of stuff here. Healing Hail, so that he restores your HP whenever you take an action during a hailstorm, so that's useful. After you do your Sync move, very useful. You get Coolest There Is MP Refresh. Let's see here. Icicle Crash Harry 2, which powers up moves when the target is flinching. Very good. The sync grid that is shown here is a build out towards Icicle Crash. Again, Icicle Crash, Move Gauge, Refresh 3, and the Icicle Crash power-ups right there, and an attack plus 10, and an attack plus 5. Up here you do have some defense and special defense, over here as well. But if you wanted to do a Icicle Spear build out, all we would need to do is that we just need to take away the Icicle Crash power-ups, and that way you could build out. I guess we could fully build it out. So let's go ahead and do this, and we'll take away that little defense right there. Okay, so you can build it out like this, and that way you get all the Icicle Spears power-ups, the Icicle Spear Move Gauge Refresh. Yeah, and it doesn't affect you that much. So yeah, that's definitely the 2 ways that you can really build out your 1 out of 5 sync grid. Now for 2 out of 5 sync grids, sync grid. This is another sort of like Icicle Spear kind of build out. We do get an X attack MP refresh, which is nice. We're buffing our critical hit rate here. If you do not have units, hang on a sec, I'm saved right here. So if you don't have Lyra and Meganium, Chikorita, Bayleaf, Meganium, or if you don't have Sabrina and Alakazam, or if you also do not have Phoebe and Dusclops or Dusknoir, those are the units that have Dire Hit All or Dire Hit All Plus. If you don't have them, I recommend getting the Coolest There Is MP Refresh, so that way you're buffing your critical hit rate. But if you do have them and you throw them on your team, you can actually switch that over to like buffing your Icicle Crashes here. I mean, you do get a flinch hitter here, but this is mainly about just focusing in on being able to power up the moves themselves a little bit. I mean, you could do, let's see here, because this is mainly focusing on Icicle Spear, so we do that. There we go. And so that way you get that attack plus 5 as well. So if you do have critical like Dire Hit All plus buffers on your team, then you can use this sync grid layout. A little different, but you know, you're maximizing the amount of damage you can do. Alright, for this one, another 2 out of 5. This is a Icicle Crash build out. What we're doing is we're increasing the amount of damage we can do with our flinching, X attack, MP refresh, but we have flinch hitter 5 up here in the upper left hand corner, which powers up moves when the target is flinching. And oh, we don't have that one yet. Oh, but we do have the Icicle Crash Harry 2. So essentially what you're doing is you're doing +7 to flinch damage, which is useful. Really, really good. It's really good, man. It's really good. You're doing a lot of extra damage here. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. Nope. There we go. Alright. So this one is another sort of Icicle Crash build out. Yeah, essentially instead of doing the Critical Strike buffer, if you have your Critical Strike buffers on your team, you'll be able to build it out this way to get more of these MP refreshes. Alright, move on to the next one. This is the first 3 out of 5. Sync grids, fully expanded sync grid. There's a lot to do with a fully gridded Alolan Sandslash. Can't talk today. Let me get a drink real quick. Alright. A fully gridded Sandslash. Okay. In the upper right-hand corner, this is a Icicle Spear build-out. You get no quarter, which maximizes the number of times the user hits with a multi-strike move that when that move is successful. So really, really good. We also get the speed plus 20. It's really good. We have Icicle Spear, move gauge refresh. Icicle Spear, plus 1 power. Attack plus 5 going down there. Now down here, we get Icicle Spear Cold Snap 2, which has a moderate chance of leaving the target frozen when a move targeting an opponent is successful. That's awesome for any team that ever needs to do like ice damage. Like, this is insane. This is really, really, really good. You could even theoretically freeze the entire opponent's team just by doing boom, boom, boom. Attack, then attack, then attack. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. And again, if you have no critical hit buffers on your team, go ahead and get the coolest there is. But if you do have some critical hit buffers, then what you could do with that remaining 7 energy, actually we could probably take that away. So with the remaining 10 energy, I guess we could do flinch damage, a little bit of flinch damage, or come up here, do it this way. Well, since we're not using flinch, I guess not then. Okay, hang on. No. Because down here you get another freeze synergy, but that's a lot. That's a lot to get to go through there when it's not planned out. Okay, so instead of doing that, what you could do is, I mean, you could just power up Icicle Spear a little bit, I guess. Yeah. Power up Icicle Spear. And HP. Yeah, that works. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, it works. That works. I'm okay with that. Cool. Alright, moving on to the next one. Alright, so this one is a little bit more of a Icicle Crash build out, but we're utilizing Freezer Burn 5, which powers up moves when the target is frozen, alongside with that Icicle Spear Cold Snap 2. And since we're focusing on Icicle Crash, we're doing flinch damage as well with Flinch Hitter 5 and Icicle Crash Harry 2. Now, if you don't have, again, I'm going to go over this for each sync grid. If you do not have critical hit buffers, get the coolest there is, MP Refresh. If you do have critical hit buffers, we can actually go down here and grab a Icicle Crash Move Gauge Refresh. Helpful. Very, very, very helpful. So that way you're not running out of move gauge for that 3 gauge move. You know, it helps. It helps. It really does help. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is another sword. Oh, well, there you go. It's the same one. Okay. I had it planned out differently in my head. Okay, moving on to the next one then. This one is another way of using your sync move, plus being able to freeze your opponent. So what we're doing is Healing Hail 1, Hasty Hail 2, and what we could do, instead of grabbing that those attacks right there, actually what we could do is, now this isn't the sync grid that I've planned, but it's definitely one that's possible. Let's see here. Oh, we're gonna have to switch something around here real quick, because you also want to get that double down. Okay, so there you go. You can do it like this, so where you're powering up your sync move. Oh, I guess we could do, no, because it's not gonna be enough. Yeah, so this will work. So yeah, sorry, I'm thinking on my feet here. So we can get our sync move powered up a little bit, and we can do our Hasty Hail, so we're getting move gauge faster in a hailstorm after we do our sync move. We're doing healing hail, so we're healing after our sync move in a hailstorm. Plus, we're able to freeze the opponent with Icicle Spear, Cold Snap 2. And we're increasing our physical attack with X attack. And we're doing freeze damage with a +5. So it's pretty good. It's really good. And we're doing Icicle Crash power up here as well. So not bad. Really not bad for a modified sync nuke. Not the one that we're going to be focusing on. But this one really focuses in on flinch damage and freeze damage. So we, of course, get the Icicle Spear Cold Snap 2. But down here... Oh, hang on a sec. I'm going to have to... There we go. Down here, we get Icicle Crash Freeze Synergy 3, along with Icicle Crash Move Gauge Refresh and Icicle Crash +3. And then all the way back up here, we get the Freezer Burn +5. So that's what? +3, +5. So that's +8 freeze damage, along with a +5 flinch damage. That's so much damage, you guys. That is so much damage. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. It makes me almost really want to go in hard for Steven, but he is just bait for what's coming. So, very, very good. If you did get Steven to 3 out of 5, this would be a really good option for doing the maximum amount of damage that you possibly could do. Alright. And last but not least, we have the Sync Nuke. We can actually switch it around a little bit so that we are getting... I mean, it would be nice to get, like, the healing... the Hasty Hail and the Healing Hail. But, you know, we're trying to do as much damage-wise here. So what we're doing is we're actually getting Icicle Spear Cold Snap so that we're freezing the target. We're going to be doing Freezer Burn 5 so that we're doing freeze damage to the target. And then we get the 2 +25s to the sync move. Very, very good. And also, once we get our sync move off, we do more damage with the... what was it called? Right, with the Invigorating Hail 5 passive skill, which powers up moves in a hailstorm. So you're doing a lot of damage. You're doing a lot of damage after you do a sync move with this sync grid. Really, really good. But yeah, guys, you can take these sync grids, modify them as much as you want, change them up. Let me know how you change them up down in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already, so you never miss out on any of my daily Pokemon Masters content. And make sure you hit that bell notification so you never miss out when I upload a video every single day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later!